Okay, so welcome to today's episode. Now, fair warning, this one is a little different. Consider this our unfiltered Spotify Wrapped. We're not editing out the ums and ahs because honestly, we are here just to tell you and each other what our Spotify Wrapped are for the year. So this is just a bonus episode. Yay!
Here we are.
Yeah. So who have you, because you have not told me, so who have you told
I
who your top artist of the year is?
haven't told anyone.
You haven't told
You're the
anyone.
first person to know.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I forced my husband to watch mine, where he did say, I am doing this to appease you, because he genuinely has no interest in it. And I get that. And he was just like, this music's terrible. And we do not share the same taste in music, and that's fine. But I forced it upon him. Um,
I'm
will
going
you?
to do the same with my husband later.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. I said, "Do you want to sit down later and watch each other's Spotify Wrapped?" I don't care about his. I just want him to watch mine.
exactly. Well, I'm in the car with him so much. I know what he's listening to in the car. So, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
it. Will you be posting it to your socials? Like, will you put it on Instagram, Facebook?
I do, but I feel really bad about it. I feel really cringe about it. But I'm like, only if it's like a really niche artist, I always feel a bit proud. And I'd be like, you know, you don't know about them, but I'm in their top 0.05% of listeners. Oh God, nobody thinks that's cool, but
When
there you go, I do it
I
anyway.
when I had Lin Manuel Miranda in my top like 3 like for 4 years in a row, it was getting a bit much. And then I had Dolly Parton as my top artist, and that was fun. But
That's very cool.
last year I did not share because 1 or 2 weeks of really enjoying one Jonas Brothers song made them my top artist, and I just wasn't okay with that. Like, I just don't listen to it because I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I use Apple Podcasts, so I don't even have podcasts on
Yeah.
Spotify. So what can you do? So we should we go? Let's see. The first stat that I have screenshot here is you listened for so many minutes of the year. So how many minutes of the year have you been listening to music?
So allegedly, I've listened to 63,185.
Shut up. That is
What
insane. 63,000.
is that?
That is
Yeah.
insane. I've listened to 7,000.
Oh my God, no!
This is why
Oh no, that's really bad
this is why one song can ruin my whole Wrapped. Now I feel like I've really but you don't like silence.
don't. And I listen to it to fall asleep. And like Spotify, like is my everything.
I
So
listen
yeah.
if I'm listening to music, it's on Spotify. Like that's not that's not the question. I just listen to I would love to know how much podcast I've listened to. Apple Podcast needs to do something like this. But 50 or 63,000.
63,000, yeah. But does it give you the
Jesus.
percentage of listeners worldwide?
No.
Because mine is I'm in the top 3% of listeners
Okay,
worldwide.
so you're just
I
ridiculous.
am I'm keeping the entire music business like going, I think, with the royalties.
Yeah, that sounds so your top artist really is like a whole guess to you because I kind of knew because I don't listen to much and when I've listened to a song more than 5 times I'm like that might show up on the Wrapped. Um
Yeah. I
so
was really surprised.
do
I
you,
actually am really surprised by my top one.
what is your biggest listening day?
The biggest listening day, 19th of May, like 300 and what is it, 396
Do
minutes?
you know what you were doing on the 19th of May?
I have no idea. Was that around Eurovision time? Because usually around Eurovision time, I like have Eurovision music playing
It might be.
non-stop.
It might have been. May does sound that. So my biggest listening day was um the 25th of January, which was my birthing playlist.
I was gonna say my biggest listening day of last year was the day my son was born.
Yeah, I
Because it
have
just you just have it playing on a loop for like 10
300
hours or however long your labor is.
307 minutes. But keep in mind I did not have it on the entire time because then it would be like 4 days.
I was gonna say because like my listening day is longer than it took for you to give birth.
That's a whole other podcast.
My unhealthy listening habits.
So
Oh
how
my
many? Then
God.
I'm really interested. How many songs did you? So I'm assuming when it says you played how many songs, it means how many different songs did you play?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It says like how many I've got, how many minutes it's had how many artists I've listened to, but it doesn't say how many songs I've listened
Oh,
to.
maybe because you're like in the top 3% that you just have different stats than I do. So I have you played 881 songs this year.
Oh God, I feel like mine probably did say that and I didn't get it. I didn't get it. That's a lot though. That's a lot of songs.
I didn't get how many artists. I think it may have said that because it says my top artist. Oh no, I have 510 artists. How many
Oh,
art?
okay, I do have that one. I do have that one. Hold on, let's find it in my little pictures here. Okay, I listened. So how many artists did you listen to?
510.
Oh no.
I think that's pretty good, especially because
I
I listen to
listened to
cast albums, so there's a lot of artists per album. Go on.
listened to 2,000
Shut up.
artists.
I mean, every time I've gotten in the car with you, you do have like something different on every time, so that's pretty good.
It's never the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not realizing how insane I am.
I feel like next year I need to like do better.
Oh God, is this a wake-up call?
That I need to listen to more and you need to listen to less. I need to like pay for my Spotify
Let's.
prescription or prescription subscription. I need to pay for my Spotify subscription. So did you say how many songs you had this year?
I'm gonna have to look that one up because I didn't screenshot it, so I have no idea. So, I don't know.
Um,
I could play it again, but it takes
yeah,
forever.
yeah, no, it takes ages and we're on a clock now. Um, but
Exactly.
we could always post that on the socials, so you find that out for later.
We could,
Um,
we could. I might have it playing in the background and I'll shout it out when it comes up.
okay,
It's
yeah,
gonna
do
be
that. Go
ridiculous.
for it. That's real. Like, I love this live thing. Okay, so my top artist, um, oh, top songs or top songs first. Because my
Yeah.
okay, so top songs. Let me find that. Where the hell did it go? I don't even
I'm just
know.
getting like my biggest day. Where do you find the
Oh,
time? Spotify just said to me, and God knows.
well, you sleep with it.
Oh, here
That
we
does.
go. How how many songs? Yeah, how many songs have
Yeah, I
played?
had 881.
It's 3,703.
Jesus Christ. This is actually amazing, though. I'm so jealous of
Oh
how much you have.
God. I'm making full use of the
You
subscription.
are. You really are. People need to learn from you. Although I did just see a
My money's
meme because it's not like I saw somebody on Instagram posted like a bunch of like memes, like a scroll of different things about Spotify Wrapped, and people are apparently disappointed this year, which is fair. It's not much like there's not a lot of like niche stats or anything. Um, but somebody said like if you listen to more than 50,000 hours or something or whatever, it was like that's insane or something, and I'm like, you're insane apparently. Or 50 is it
oh.
63,000 minutes?
Oh yeah, this is true. So yeah, so that's not hours. So actually,
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
I mean that's still a lot.
Should we say that's not too bad?
It's still a lot more than me. So your top songs. Do you want to go from five and down?
Oh yeah, let me give a top song. Okay, yeah, top song.
Drum
Go for
roll. So I'll start with mine. My number five was an absolute shock to me. Is 360 by Charlie XCX.
How brat of you.
I know.
So
No,
brat.
number four is Betty Davis Eyes from Kim Carnes. I've liked this song for years. I have no idea how it slipped into my number four. It might have just been on a playlist that it just randomized, got that one a lot. I don't feel like I've listened to it
Yeah.
more than normal, but all right. Number 3 is
Good one.
Welcome to the Black Parade by Kev.
Oh my God.
Um, and then number 2 and number 1, I'm not exactly proud of, but I understand why, because number 2 is
What is it?
Espresso, and number 1 is Please Please Please.
Oh my God. You reckon the Sabrina Carpenter.
I'm all up in the Sabrina
Oh,
Carpenter.
that
All
came
right,
up on like my rap. Like Espresso came up on my playlist, not on my actual rap, but like on my playlist. And I was like, I don't think I've actually listened to it willingly. I've only ever listened to it when it's been thrust upon me. So I don't know how that ended up in there.
I've listened. To be honest, I've listened to that album quite a few times as well. I really like it.
Uh,
I'm just.
okay.
I don't
I
know.
haven't heard it. I haven't
Don't
heard the
judge
album.
me. Don't judge
Okay, so my 5 is Sirens by Ali and AJ. I'm so glad to have Ali and AJ in there. They were my top artists from like last year, and they're not this year. I'm kind of sad about it. Um, 4 is Too Good to Be True by Casey Musgraves. Got a bit of country in there.
me. Okay.
3 is God Gave Me Feet for Dancing by Ezra Collective. I'm really proud of that because that's a really cool song. Um, 2 is We've Been Loving in Silence by Maro, which was the Portugal Eurovision entry. Not that song, but that artist. So of
Okay.
course I had to get Eurovision in there. That's
Yeah.
been there somewhere. And number 1 is Austin by Dasha, which is you'd know it if you heard it because it was quite a popular like country pop song.
Mm.
And the full title is like Austin in brackets Boots Stop Working. So it's that was my top
I
song.
don't know if
The
I would
country.
know that. I mean, I'm not shocked it's country, but God,
Yeah.
we
I'm not
really were.
shocked either. I was shocked it was that song though, I must say. I thought I'd listened to a lot more other stuff more, but I think I just had her on a loop for maybe a couple of days, and that's clearly
Yeah, I think that
the algorithm.
we were born in the wrong countries. You are
I think
just
we might have been. I
um
told you when I was a kid I used to listen to Texas radio. So yeah.
so who is your top artist then? Or is that yeah, that must be the next thing, right?
Yeah, so my top artist, so because it does podcast next as well, but you don't listen to podcasts on Spotify, so you have no
Oh, are
stats.
we on your
So just so
Tell us about
so
your
I
podcast.
listened to yeah, let me tell you about my podcast, guys. I listened to 8,222 minutes of podcasts this year.
Oh
Then my top podcast, of course, How Did This Get Made?
God.
Obviously, love it. Second is Attitudes. Third is Sounds Like a Cult. Fourth is Who Shout on the Floor at My Wedding. And 5 is Last Podcast on the
I
Left.
can't believe we're not even
Oh,
on
and you
there.
know that one.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Well, from you telling me, I go,
No,
well,
because
I can't believe that we're not on your thing.
I've listened to a lot. I have listened to a lot over a year. And we only started this like a couple of months ago.
So
God, can't we?
next
I'm
year,
sure it's 6.
do you know? I'm
Next year it
just
has to be us.
it. Yeah, I mean,
Would it be weird though if it was number 1 and it's like, wait, you've listened to our episodes over and over again? Yes, I like to hear the sound of my own voice.
to be fair,
That's
the
why we
only
started the
time
podcast.
I use Spotify podcast is when I like need to check something on ours. So it would be my top podcast of the year. Apple needs to get on
Oh
this because I
god.
really like their like layout better as well, but a lot of people just
Yeah.
won't. Um, okay, so my I don't really understand how percentages work in this, but I am the top
Mm.
12% fan, and I spent 154 minutes with Sabrina Carpenter.
Is she your top artist?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to. Like,
You got some mixed emotions.
I do. I mean, I knew it was coming. Like, I kind of had to, because Please 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 is like my favorite song, and I really like it. I'm sorry. Okay? Like, I just can't help it.
Guys, do not apologize for your taste in music.
Okay. I mean, I know I like
Otherwise, I have to apologize.
I know. I try to like. I'm just gonna trying to do the whole like go down from 5 and stuff. But honestly, I knew it before anything else. It tells you that you're top artist, and then it's like, but you listen to other stuff. What else did I listen to? I'm glad you asked. Fall Out Boy is number 2. And this is
Oh
because
my God.
I've been trying to listen to more full albums, and I
Okay.
really like both Fall Out Boy's, is it like Take This to Your Grave and Under a Corkscrew? You know, they have the stupidest names,
Yeah.
but I like both of those albums. So I've listened to them off and on, and I've mostly listened to them because I'm trying to like get in that vibe to kind of like write stuff. Like I'll listen to it while I'm writing, and I'm like, okay, so that
Yeah.
makes sense. Blink 182, not surprised. It's just
I'd be worried if it wasn't.
to be honest, it used to not be. It would just be show tunes. Show tunes, full thing. My Chemical Romance
Various artists.
is,
Ah,
yep,
some there's a pattern here.
yep, and then Fleetwood Mac, which Fleetwood Mac was
Oh, see now
featured.
you can feel.
They were featured very heavily on my birthing playlist, so that makes sense.
I can see that.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Also, like that's quite a proud one to have in your top five.
I love Fleetwood Mac. They're one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah,
They're fantastic. So yeah, I'm not bothered by
I
that.
would love something that cool.
Sabrina Carpenter's not exactly. Mm, but it
Well, okay. So
it
my
represents me
top
this year, then,
artist,
doesn't it? What's up?
yeah, my top artist wasn't in my top five songs, which I
Really?
found odd.
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah, but also my top artist is so it's so generic. It's so okay. My top artist, I am the top 5% of listeners worldwide. Now, bear that in mind when I tell you this artist, okay? Top
Is it? I think I know who
Um,
this is going to be.
with minutes listens 1,393. Go on, well, who do you think it is?
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift,
Oh my god.
top 5%. How am I in the top 5%? I
Oh,
don't think I listened to
you're
that
not
much
even
Taylor
like a
Swift.
proper Swiftie. You didn't even go to Eras
Oh,
tour.
I
Well, how are you?
listen, even her like the video that they do is like, oh, thank you for listening to my music. She's like in her Eras get up and she's like, and if you came to the Eras tour, and I'm like, I didn't. But I think I would have if I didn't have a tiny baby and I had money, I would have gone. So, and I was very upset that I didn't get to go. So maybe that's okay. But I I when she came up, I was like, really though? 'Cause I don't consciously listen to Taylor Swift. Like I don't listen to like This Is Taylor Swift or like the playlist or she's just on my playlist. I'm really
Hmm.
confused by that. But anyway, by the by. So my number one is Taylor Swift. My number two is Casey Musgraves. Makes sense. Number three, Billie Eilish.
Oh, that's
Came out of
nice.
nowhere for me. Ah. Number four is Hosier. Oh, that one.
Mhm.
Love me some Hosier. And number five is Noah Khan. That I didn't see coming either because I haven't really even listened to his album. So confused by that. But sure, I'll take it. That makes me sound very folky.
Yeah, so you got the message from Taylor Swift that was like, "Hey, thanks for listening to my music and being one." I got it from Sabrina Carpenter, and you said she was in Eras Tour garb, but Sabrina Carpenter was also in like decked out with like the proper
Oh,
hair,
yeah.
and she's like leaning over, and because I
Oh,
forced it upon my husband, he had to watch it, and he was like, "Why does she look like one of those toddlers in tiaras?"
she's like a pageant baby.
Well, because her hair, she wears wigs. Like, she definitely wears wigs for on stage. It makes sense because you can't have your hair that perfect all the time. It would destroy your hair, your actual hair. So she wears wigs and stuff, and she's got like this glittery thing. And I was like, I'm pretty sure the toddlers aren't wearing this thing because it's got like basically everything she wears on stage is just some type of like leotard that's sparkly within like garters and it's quite sexual. To be honest, I'm very jealous about how like nice she looks in those things, especially because she's quite petite as well. So she's like, maybe
Yeah.
that's why my husband was getting like toddler vibes because
Toddler vibes.
she's so tiny. But no, like I'm quite happy to own that she is my favorite artist of the year, or my at least my top artist of the year. Um,
I need to own mine. I'm rejecting it a little bit at the moment.
I mean, it's there are worse ones you could have.
Yeah, for sure. That just came so out of left field. It's so generic. I'm a woman of certain age, and my top artist is Taylor Swift. Oh, fine. It's okay. It's
So
all right.
who was your top artist last year?
Last year, I think it was Ali and AJ.
Oh right, okay. So
It was
last year,
across the board, like top artist, top song.
yeah, last year was mine was Jonas Brothers. I can't remember anything else, but it was definitely my top song because I really just liked Waffle House.
Yeah,
Do you know the song I'm talking about?
that's a good song, actually. I really like Waffle
It's like
House.
there's like a little clap and like a kind of choir sound to it. Oh, and at the Waffle House. Like it's got that kind of and I can't help but a little clap in anything. I just like it's the 90s baby that liked the Friends theme song.
Say that you must love the Friends theme.
A little clap is great. I love it. Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh.
So very surprised about Taylor Swift. I am not surprised at all about Sabrina Carpenter. That is pretty much what I was
Yeah.
expecting. I was surprised at the other things like the Fall Out Boy and stuff, and very surprised with Fleetwood Mac because again, it was just on my birthday playlist. Did you have
Mm.
like? Because I know that they did the like months and moods and stuff. I had that March. I listened to show tunes. August, I listened to pop punk. And then October, so I did not have a Brat summer, but October was mostly Sabrina Carpenter, Chapel Roan, and it said Taylor Swift, but I only have one Taylor Swift song on a playlist, so I very much doubt that. I think it was just being generic about the type of music I was listening to.
Yeah. I like the beginning of the year, it was like, what is it called? Oh my God, yeah, because there was some really weird names for it, isn't it? So like it's saying it's actually playing right now, like in the background. But okay, so it's gonna say in like a second, these are long. So March was my Pink Pilates Princess Strut Pop.
That's what mine
Do you have that
was.
one?
Yeah, that was my October.
Ah, okay, and then if I screenshot this, is it just gonna tell me? It might do. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So then April was Wanderlust Acoustic Pop Indie Folk. All right. All right. And then then what was the next one? Let's have a look. May? Is it May? Oh God, yeah. This is the one. I think my life took a turn somewhere in summer, okay? Because my August is nerdy video game remix lo-fi. I think that was when I was having like a mental breakdown and I could only listen to like the Stardew Valley soundtrack. I think that was it.
I think that's when you were looking for cozy games as well.
It was. I think it's like the Dance of the Moonlight Jellyfish, which is one of the evening, like Stardew
Yeah,
Valley
yeah.
evening songs. I'm obsessed with that, and that probably will be my top song next year. Wild, wild. I'm a nerd apparently who likes lo-fi.
Yeah,
I do like
I
lo-fi.
just I think that my music a lot of times like kind of goes with the weather though as well. But I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in March I got the musical theater thing, but I was going to see Hades Town, so I think that I was just listening to the Hades Town soundtrack a lot. And
Yeah.
then in summer, I just like pop punk in summertime. It makes me feel happy.
Yeah, I think mine is like probably Euro stuff around May, just because of Eurovision, and then my summers are quite chill though, so like, a lot of like Ali and AJ and like acoustic and folk. Folk is really summery to me. And country. Country has to be, I mean, it's got a complete summer vibe.
See, folk to me feels like February. That's
Okay.
folk is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
February thing for me, which is probably why I was listening to my birthday playlist from January and February because it's all like Fleetwood Mac, Simon Garfunkel. It's all like really just very chill.
Yeah.
Some like the Cranberries, 90s. Like
Nice.
basically, my birthday playlist was what my like my guidelines were anything that would play on a soft rock station. Like that's what I wanted, soft rock
I
Counting
think you're playing a
Crows.
cafe.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I think that we're done now. Like I think we've exhausted our Spotify didn't give anything as fun this year. Like a lot of the fun in the past they've given you like you're the top listener of this country or whatever and all those things. So it didn't do a
Yes.
lot. So kind of disappointing. Sorry everyone, but I also wanted to keep this under half an hour. So we're there.
Yeah. Well
Um
done, us.
I know, well
The
done.
first time we ever kept
Um
time.
so I so we guess we're done here, but we have done this completely live. So I will be putting this on YouTube and I'll add all of our stuff into it. It'll be up to listen to however you're listening to it now, I suppose. And then we will be back on Monday. Yes.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
regularly scheduled podcast episode.
Yes.
I'll
All
try
right.
and say that 3 times fast.
All right.